Hi, I'm Richard Friedman, and welcome to my video cartoon for April 28th, 2026. Here tonight we have Richard's President Donald Trump announces the Trump Gold Card visa with Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick on September 19th, 2025. With Lutnick spearheading the rollout. Given in a podcast on March 20th, 2025, Lutnick here had stated on March 25th of 2025, Lutnick had stated that the government had sold 1,000 gold card visas, each costing at least $1 million in a single day, boasting of more than $1 billion worth of gold card visas sold. So he boasted that. And here was President Trump here. And there's the gold card. He's introducing that for the first time. And the Secretary, Howard Lutnick, is the man behind it. He's going to be the rollout, spreading it out through all the investors in the Mideast and all over the world. And he's and all the checks are going to go to his Commerce Department. So he's all thumbs up here. And there's the Statue of Liberty with the torch. Here's President Trump, American flag. And here it says Trump Gold Card with President Trump's signature as best as I could do. And there you have it. And that was 45th and 47th president over there on the bottom left here. There was the card. Okay, get the card in real good here. See that? And then you have, and by late April 2026, Lutnick testified under oath before a House committee that only one applicant had been fully approved. So it's a big overstatement that he had made before, with hundreds still undergoing vetting. So he's saying basically that at that time he thought he had sold it, but they still, the vetting process was not complete. So they only completed one. Basically, it's what's going to come out to be here. Okay, so Lutnick testified under oath before a House committee that only one applicant had been fully approved, with hundreds still undergoing vetting. Given the Gold Card program, this was President Trump's concept introduced, is a, quote, pay-to-play residency initiative introduced by President Trump that offers a permanent residency for a $1 million gift to the U.S. government. Okay, so they're bypassing Congress, the laws that have been established here, and they're saying, well, as long as you come up with $1 million, you got it made. Okay, so the laws, well, Congress don't matter now, as though the money is what matters, not what Congress is. Congress passes a law, certain requirements for residency, don't mean nothing. You got the $1 million, you give it to us, you got it, you're in. Build your home, get your boats, build your business. Don't matter. As long as you got the money, we'll take you. And of course, if you don't have any kind of a record of any kind, that's another important thing. Okay, so there you have it here, and that was it here, and there goes President Trump here, and there's Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick giving thumbs up to President Trump as he's saying here. Here goes President Trump here. There he is in the Oval Office behind his desk, and here he is, and he's saying this. Here he goes. By the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, to end illegal immigration and prioritize admission of aliens who will benefit the nation. Okay, I hereby announce the Gold Card, a visa program that authorizes an alien who makes a gift to the Department of Commerce, that's Lutnick's department, got it made, that shall amount to at least $1 million to establish eligibility for U.S. residents. And there it was here. There it was. There it is. And there again was the gold card here. And there's President Trump here, introducing it. Okay. And there it was. And there's, again, Secretary of Commerce Lutnick giving thumbs up. The card, President Trump and Lutnick, and that was the action there. Okay, now what I'd like to do for you is play the video of Lutnick going back on that $1 trillion, or $1,000 were sold. And here he goes here, in this here video. This is Lutnick himself, Secretary of Commerce Lutnick himself, and he's going
Lutnick
like this.
And the Lutnick family, welcome home, right? And once
Proposing
home,
the idea.
might as well build a business.
Yeah.
So you have the most productive people in the world going to start spending time here. They're going to have a family office. They're going to hire some people. About 2 weeks from today, it goes out. Elon's building me the software right now, and then out it goes. And by the way, yesterday I sold 1,000.
Oh, you did? I got a poly market I created on how many of you guys going to sell this year. And how many people do you
Okay,
think
so he
are
said yesterday he sold 1,000, but then he goes and he says here that he only sold one.
That's a lot
So that was a lot of vetting that had to go on there.
capable of buying.
A lot of vetting that had to go on there, but the vetting is what interfered with that, with 1,000. So the 999 people were still in vetting. Only one person got through, so he sold one. That's the bottom line, and there you have that. Okay, now the next part here is, okay, here we go to this introduction. Okay, here is Secretary Lutnick now testifying here before a House committee. Now, he already said that on a podcast that he sold 1,000. Okay, now here he goes, and I'm going to read this to you here to give you the right introduction here. Richard Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick testifying under oath at a House subcommittee hearing, now saying the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, which oversees the program, and which President Trump announced last year, touting it as an expedited path for wealthy foreigners to secure legal residency in the U.S. and as a way to generate government revenue, the visa program being available to foreigners who pay a $1 million donation to the U.S. government, okay, with an application fee of $15,000. You got to pay the application fee, of $15,000 up front before they'll take a look at you, for a processing fee. That's the processing fee. $15,000, some processing fee, I hope you get a good picture out of it, in that processing fee. It should be an oil painting of you. You should get that too thrown in, okay? In addition to the Department of Homeland Security, okay? With an application for a processing fee in addition to the Department of Homeland Security. The below given Lutnick did not disclose details about the one individual approved for Trump Gold Card Visa. So this guy got through real quick. This one guy, he got through real quick. The other 999 they're still in processing, but this one guy got done, and Howard Lutnick, Secretary of Commerce, did not say anything about him. So I injected my own thing about that I'm going to show you in a minute or two. Okay, so this is Richard's guy who was accepted, the one applicant who got the Trump Visa card, gold Visa card. Okay, that's Richard's, me, my invention. Okay, and given earlier on a podcast, Lutnick had claimed that the administration had sold 1,000 gold cards, each costing at least $1 million. So that was his claim. Okay, that you just heard. Okay, so here he goes now before a Senate subcommittee, a House subcommittee, and here he goes in the House under oath, and here he goes here. You see? And he's saying here, there he is, before the House committee here, subcommittee, and he's answering a question, and he's saying they have approved recently one person, and there are hundreds in the queue. That means waiting. They wanted to make sure they did it perfectly, you know. Only one guy got through, and we're going to hear from him, from me, my invention, okay, my creation. The vetting process for the gold card applicant is the most serious in the history of government. You know, it goes back to the Roman Empire too, when they were before anybody worked in an emperor's court, they had to be vetted real good before they got it. They worked for an emperor, you know, in any capacity in their royal palace. For a Roman emperor, they had to be vetted very good back days in the Roman Empire. So that goes back as far as then. For a gold card, in the history of government, going back to, as I said, we have to protect the identity of one person. This is me coming through. We have to protect the identity of this one person because of his great wealth and because he has an idiot IQ score. So he has an idiot IQ score, which is between 1 and 20, and he's not too bright, but he has all this billions of dollars, you know, that he put $1 million of it into that, but we have to protect him from other people who might take advantage of him. So that's the key there that I invented, that idea. How did one person out of 1,000 get through? That's how we got through, you see? Because he had such a low IQ that they had no problem with admitting him and taking his money once they found out his money was good. Okay? And here we go. And the bottom line here is this here. And this is word for word what I researched. Given experts noted that because Congress had not approved the scheme, but was unapproved by Congress, this idea of this Trump gold Visa card, which would allow wealthy foreigners to bypass legally established paths to residency, applicants could face legal obstacles. So they could face a legal obstacle from Congress saying that you bro, this is not authorized by Congress. Therefore, whoever you gave the money to don't mean nothing because the Congress hasn't authorized it. You know, they won't go against President Trump, but they'll go against somebody like this to make the point here. You know, they say so that's that. So we gave it to Lutnick, you know. So we didn't give it to Trump, we gave it to Lutnick. So here it is, which would allow wealthy foreigners to bypass legally established paths to residency. Applicants could face legal obstacles and risk losing the millions forked over in fees, plus the $15,000 in fees, plus the $1 million down the tube. All right, folks, thank you for watching my video. God bless you. Hang in there. Stay well. And I'll see you next time. Bye.